All right, guys, you can blame Fred Williams and Dave Chappelle from Dirt Every Day for this one. While we don't have their budget to build a RAV4, we have got our hands on a zero cost to us RAV4. This should be an entertaining... It's a lawnmower?
I'm calling it the lawnmower.
The lawnmower. It should provide hours of entertainment. Oh, let's check out the... Oh. All right, well, not a high maintenance vehicle, I would say. Cameraman, could you please go acquire my nitrile gloves? This is an interesting, I don't know much about RAV4s. It's a RAV4, right?
RAV.
Yeah. You should have seen the RAD4. Dave Chappelle and Fred Williams from Dirt Every Day built one. It took the drivetrain and put it in the passenger seat. Yeah. Okay. That may need a little maintenance before we go.
Oh, yeah. They said it needed a new battery.
Well, yeah, I don't care if it needs a new battery. I just want to make sure it's got oil in it. I don't want to spin the bearings out of it before we get going. So, this vehicle, it's not being saved. It's high mileage. It's got multiple safety issues. It will never be driven on the road again. We're going to take it out and give it a fitting send-off.
Yeah.
And being as Uncle Bobo does not have as much seat time in the woods, seat time in general, as I do, this way he can practice without the worry of marking up one of our project vehicles.
I'm gonna launch it. Launch it.
We should come up with our own saying, like that one that everybody says about sending it. Or like Cletus, when he says do it for Dale. We have to get our own saying. Comment below, gang. What should our saying should be? What should our saying be? Just launch it?
Just launch it.
These gloves are not cooperating with me. Okay, where is...
I think there's only like 4% brake pad left.
I bet you it's probably...
Maybe it's metal on metal.
It's probably metal on metal.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, where's that flashlight here? Where is the... Ah, there it is. All right.
Here we got oil.
Look at that. It's got oil in it. Oh, flashlight, please. It looks like someone did some exhaust work on it at some point. It's got a relatively new O2 sensor in it. The head's awfully gross. I wonder if the head gasket's bad. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'd say it's well on its way.
Hey.
Is there another one here? Ah, the air filter's fine. Good to go. It's a weird mess. Is there any brake fluid in it? Oh. No, not really. Does it feel like it's got a brake pedal?
Oh, jeez.
Just see if it's got any resistance at all, right?
A little.
All right.
We'll stop at some point.
Yeah.
Might take us a while.
Well, we don't got to air the tires down. They're already almost flat. It's banged up pretty good. Rotting out underneath the bottom. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a Toyota. There's a real good chance it drives back onto the trailer, man. And I know on film things seem to look better than they are. I assure you guys, this thing is done. How many miles are on it? Oh, it's digital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Turn the key on. Does it have any juice at all?
Probably not.
Ooh, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, so... All right, guys, we're going to set the trailer up and we'll get back with you shortly. See you in a minute. And magically, we're here. Ready to have some fun with this fine, fine automobile. It's a sweet moving chair, Uncle Pablo. And we've decorated it with our home flag. Down south, people are proud of where they live. Up here in the Great White North is Canada. Forget America, Canada. Right, Uncle Bobo?
Pound.
All right. Now we're gonna get this thing unloaded, and maybe not so much care and attention that we did last week with our project Jeep, which we have some big announcements coming up. All right, gang, stay tuned. You gotta remember, guys, Bobo's never done this kind of thing before. It's his first time out doing this, so we're letting him get some practice. Just give her through there. Just don't hit the cameraman. Any of the tires flat? Okay,
Are we still on all fours? I feel like I'm upside down.
Oh!
You moved the earth. I bailed. Ow.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Just bent my arm back the wrong way. I think you're a little high-centered. I think we're smoking.
Hey, see if you can push me back into the hole. Oh, she's warm.
She's smoking.
Yo, Toda. Don't fall. Yo, Toda, reliability. I even pushed the power button. It's got a button that says power. Normal and power. I didn't turn the hazard lights on though. And as soon as I got off of full throttle, it stopped overheating, gang. So that's a good sign. Although I do believe I'm mildly high-centered now. Uncle Bobo's going to get his pickup truck. And I'm gonna have to be careful. Although look, here, we're not overheating right now. See, we're good. Here comes Uncle Bobo to the rescue. I'm gonna give this back to Caitlin. All right, gang, we're gonna try to pull out of this little predicament that I put us in. Not even sure where I am in the hole. Oh, that's where I should have gone, over there. Ah.
Yeah.
All right, so we've run into a minor malfunction here with our fine off-road machine. It is leaking coolant. And well, there is no coolant in it. We just put water in it, but it needs to be fixed. So I don't see a parts store. I don't believe in stop leak, but I'm about to share a back in the day coastal auto reaction, fix your rad in the middle of nowhere trick with
Ultra copper.
Ah, buddy. So we have right here, there's a crack right underneath here. We've let her cool down a bit. So whether it be plastic, aluminum, whatever it is, see, you can see the crack in the middle of this right there. See that line?
Yep.
Now, We clean it off so the ultra copper has something to bite into and there's no oil on it. Because the only thing that ultra copper will not adhere to is motor oil. Literally, this stuff will stick to anything. By the way, I highly recommend Makita power tools. I have beat the daylights out of this thing, and it's a refurbished one, and I mean, I can't kill it. I even dropped it.
I've had one for 14 years, man.
I dropped it out of the truck once. I left it on the back of the truck and it fell off. It was pretty funny. Oh, Ram, nice truck. Okay. Yep. All right, so. No worries about being liberal with your use of Permatex Ultra Copper. Nothing seals like this stuff, guys. I did a head gasket with this stuff once. Like literally sealed an engine with this. And it's also sealed right now. Well, it should have a poker on the, there we go. All right, if I can. Oh, there we go. Hold my lid, please. Oh man. So the mistake I made with this is I didn't clean in here. Do we have a drill bit or something?
Probably, but we got a backup ultra.
Yeah. Always have 2 tubes of Permatex Ultra Copper with you. I probably did the same thing with that one.
I think you did.
Okay, but it's still soft.
Coming.
Okay, very good. You take that one then. So, make sure you don't have any oil on your glove. I mean, you could use your bare hand, but I recommend using gloves. And you just get a good base and do not be shy with how much you put on. Let's switch sides here. My lovely filming, what do you say, camera woman? There you go. Yes. So, we realized after a little bit of fun and some e-brake action that the rad leaks from here. And if your radiator leaks and she starts to overheat, it's gonna start popping the head gasket and putting a whole bunch of coolant in the engine.
There, yeah. There you go.
So, and the trick to this, guys, is you want to wait for it to cool down enough that the leak stops, but the surface is still hot, because the Ultra Copper will kick off and keep this sealed now. The first time I did this, I used a whole tube. I was driving a 1986 CJ7 on a trail called No Way Out. And I broke a motor mount on my engine and drove my mechanical fan into the radiator. So it spun probably 40, 50 times and took big chunks out of the rad. And this is what I did to get it out. And I drove like that for, well, until I sold it. And then the guy that bought it, I told him about it being Permatex together, and he drove it for another year or two. What was that other thing that we had out in the bush that time years ago, Bobo, that I did this to?
Oh, we did it in the old...
was it the LJ?
The LJ. Well,
yeah, because it had sat
that's when we left the cabin.
That's right.
And it was probably around this general area.
Yep.
We were heading back.
So I'm going to put one more layer on it. You can't ever have enough of this, guys. And it'll kick off and harden. And then we'll let it cool off a bit more while we have a bite to eat. And then we'll top up the water. That's the other thing I do too when I take a vehicle out in the woods like this. As you can imagine, this isn't my first time doing this to a car. I drain the antifreeze out because it's horrible for wildlife. So we just run water when we come out with an old vehicle. And we don't want it leaking and have our buddy right here, good old mascot Blake Dog, licking it up. Because antifreeze is very bad for any animal. And if anybody out there are like, hey, guys, why you waste such a perfectly good car? Why didn't you give it to someone who needs it? There is so much rust under this Toyota, I would never think about driving it on a public road. Out here, it's fine. The body's okay. The engine's got a little bit of rod knock. It overheats. The trans slips unless it's in low. And it's got, what, 480,000 miles or something on it?
This is kind of scary.
Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Are you ready?
Because I'm ready. I don't know. I just don't want to roll, I guess.
We're not going to roll.
Okay, cool. That's good.
Well, hang on.
He'll roll after
Are
he's
we
done with
making any
everybody.
promises.
No, don't. Let's make some promises.
Hey, been with me lots when we rolled. She's still here.
Okay.
We're good.
Oh my god.
It's gonna be just fine. Let me fix your seatbelt so it works. Hang on.
Oh, it doesn't work?
Not right now. Hang on.
You gotta knife it.
There you go.
Oh, cool. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Holy. Is it bad that I feel like my life is gonna flash before my eyes?
No, we have a...
Yes! So good.
It's all good.
Word, all right.
One more time!
One more.
He's gonna scare the crap out of her.
I guess.
You want me to hang on to your mirror? You don't need it?
Thanks.
Hashtag fuck show!
Offroad burnout. Things got balls for days.
Yeah.
All day. My goodness.
Canada.
Go!
Canada.
No, no, no.
Hey, let's get her.
Yeah, buddy. Woo!
Yep. Little parts there, but we're good.
There's a lot of effort to keep this thing on all four tires.
Yeah, I felt it for sure.
We're good.
Yeah, we made it.
Let's see if we can do it backwards.
What? Yeah, that's cool. I have no idea.
We gotta find Bobo.
Oh, he's over there.
Over here. Caitlin is tapping out.
I'm tapping out. My life flashed before my eyes when the whatever that thing in front of me is.
She's tapping out.
Next.
Woo!
Yeah, she's tapping out.
All right. Thanks, team. Take a break.
our temporary ultra copper fix is holding quite well. If you look at how strong Permatex makes this stuff, you can actually tell that there's water sealed behind this. Yeah, so, I mean, it's the answer to every automotive failure. Ultra copper. Yes, sir. From overheating to daily driving. Stuff really is amazing. Exhaust manifolds, head gaskets, you can... I mean, it's not permanent, guys. I'm not actually giving advice saying, hey, fix your head gasket with friggin' Permatex. But if you were out here and took a stick in this radiator and you had a tube of this, you're getting home. This thing's not overheating. And we'll let the second layer dry and it'll be even stronger.
I think we're stuck. A little high centered.
I think we're lacking in traction.
Just a little. The big guy is a little freaking crazy, but it's a lot of fun. Hope you enjoy the video.
It's warming up, but it won't pop. Well, guys, that's the response we get. All right, gang, that does it for another day in the woods with this absolutely amazing Toyota RAV4 that still runs, believe it or not.
The lawnmower.
Yeah, the lawnmower. Anyways, gang, we hope you enjoyed this kind of content. Myself, Uncle Bobo, and Caitlin appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for big announcements coming up soon, gang. Thank you so much for watching our videos. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.